Hey guys, welcome back to Fun Sons in the Slam Dungeon. We hope you didn't get scarred from last week's ASMR torture episode. But this week, we're kind of going back to normal. Cage and I, we talk about our top 10 favorite albums. We talk about our favorite bands at the moment. Talk about ourselves a little bit and video games. I was at ArcSpire the other day, and I had fucking 40 people come up to me to be on the podcast. Like, holy shit. The amount of support this thing has been getting is amazing. We can't thank you guys enough. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks for showing interest to be on it, too. And let's get on with this week's episode.
Hey guys,
What's up, you giant vaginas?
Jeez.
Sorry.
You didn't have to start out the episode like that.
Gator don't play no shit.
Gators don't play no shit. That's right. So this episode, we're just gonna talk about us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, Jesus Christ, there's like a ton of albums out there, man. Like, ton of bands.
Thousands.
Literally. What would you have to say are your top 5 favorite bands right now?
My top 5 favorite bands. Well,
Right now.
Well, of all time, my favorite band is Oceano, without a doubt. I've been jamming them for years and years and years. So they've always been my number one since like freshman year of high school or some shit.
Right, yeah.
After that, I would definitely say the Black Dahlia murder.
That's one of my favorites too.
Yeah, they're fucking just gods. Amazing.
Yep.
Fantastic.
They honestly, they get better with each and every album.
I agree.
I feel like their last album, Nightbreakers,
Was
they've
so sick.
I read an article somewhere where Trevor basically ranks his all of his albums that he's put out with the Black Dahlia Murder. He actually ranked Nightbreakers as number 1. And he even said that it does take place in the same type of world as Nocturnal. I mean, the album art is kind of similar,
Right.
if you look at it.
Yeah. That was like the first thing I definitely noticed. I was like, oh, yo.
Yeah.
There's going to be some Nocturnal shit right here.
Yeah, and I kind of did get, like, although the sound was different.
Well, yeah, but I mean, they keep the same sound, but every album, it's something different. They just fucking kill it. They kill it.
They get faster. They get more technical, I guess. I mean, they're one of my favorites, of course, too. They're gonna be on my list. So
yeah.
What's your others?
So
you got Oceano,
Black Dahlia. Mental Cruelty is definitely bangers. I listened to them, like, I found them, like, shortly after they released their EP, and I was like, what the fuck is this? This is sick. So I've been jamming them. I have their fucking seat covers in my car.
Yep.
Yeah, they're tight. They're tight as fuck, and I'm so excited for them to finally come through here.
Yeah, with the bloodletting.
Yeah, dude.
Who else is on that? Disentomb, Visceral Discourse. Ooh, Organectomy.
Continuum.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna take it as the number 1 show this year.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Like we got that Waking the Cadaver show.
Well, yeah, that's at
But you're not gonna be at that, are you?
no, sadly, be in Mexico.
Oh, Mexico.
But yeah, send me videos, please.
Yes.
All the videos you can, because
we
I won't be
definitely
there.
will. Okay, so you got 2 left, buddy.
Oh, fuck. Damn. Right now, who am I jamming right now? At Me. They're a band from Kansas City. They're on Unique Leader, and long time ago they used to be known as the Roman Holiday.
Oh, okay,
And,
I've heard of them.
Yeah, so their first album is called The Demonization.
Mm-hmm. I actually have that CD.
I literally, like, that was just them as a local band. They released that as a local band, and still to this day, like, I found that in middle school. I got shown that to my sister because she's from Kansas City, and dude, I have that CD. I found that in fucking Wisconsin while we were on tour, and I have that in my car all the time, and I at least jam it like 10 times a week.
Hell yeah.
And I don't get tired of it at all. Ever.
All right, so
Last one.
Last one.
Oh boy. You know, I'm not even gonna go a metal route with this. I'm just gonna WuTang.
WuTang
Fucking
Clan.
WuTang Clan. WuTang is for the children. And oh my god, 36 Chambers is always gonna be one of the, honestly, the best rap album of all time, in my opinion.
Okay.
People can argue that, but they're wrong. What about you? What about you? You're 5
Oh boy. So
right now.
lately, I've been listening to a lot of Visceral Disgorge
Oh,
because they got that new album coming
yes,
out.
they sure do.
And what do you think of that album cover?
That was sick. I shit my pants when I saw that and Pathology in the same day.
Yeah,
Dude,
that was crazy.
fucked my morning up in the best way possible.
Like I remember since I don't know if a lot of you know this, but I deliver parts for a trailer repair company, and I was just scrolling through my phone. Someone was unloading a pallet through the back of my truck, and scrolling through my phone, and of course I saw the Visceral Disgorge earlier, and then I saw the Pathology, and I was like, what? Like that album cover though, like.
Bro, I woke up to that. Like, I was in my bed still, and I rolled over, clicked my phone. First thing I saw was Visceral Disgorge. Scrolled down a little bit. I was like, that's fucking crazy. A couple minutes later, I was just scrolling. Fucking Pathology. I was like, what?
So I'd honestly say Pathology is another band I've been listening to a lot. I mean, I've been listening to them since
They were the first slam band I ever found.
Yeah, same here. I've been listening to them since I think Surgically Hacked.
Yeah?
That's their second album, I believe.
That's a minute.
Yeah. So I've been listening to them for a good solid minute. Third band I would have to say is one of my favorites is I'd have to say Cranium.
Ooh.
Because they're another one of those slam bands that, it really, got me into slam.
They hit hard.
They fucking slap.
Yeah.
They fucking slap. Super stoked to get Matt's on the show here soon. Unfortunately, he won't be here for that.
Yeah, I know. But, I mean, I'm going to ask Luca, maybe, for Bloodletting, too.
Right on. I mean, I already got Visual Discord
Right.
on it.
But,
so.
I mean, if we can get multiple people on that shit.
Oh, fuck yeah. Another one of my favorite bands, Black Dahlia Murder.
Absolutely.
Been jamming them since basically Nocturnal came out. I remember, listening to Nocturnal a lot in high school. And then, honest to God, when they came through on that Summer Slaughter a couple years
Played
back.
Nocturnal in full.
Yeah, I cried.
Full. You did?
I cried.
I think I nut in my pants about like 27 times.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say not only did my face cry, but my penis cried too. Yeah, I mean,
I think a lot of penises were just leaking during that set.
Oh, yeah. Just everybody was just, yes.
And then when they dropped the fucking Nocturnal and to Nightbreakers,
and
they started playing some extra shit. Oh, boy.
That was my first time hearing anything from Nightbreakers.
Yeah.
And that was sick.
Yeah,
that was
it was
really sick.
That was 4?
Let's see. Cranium, Visual Discord,
Pathology. Yeah, one more.
Okay. Honestly, one of my favorite, I'd say, technical bands or whatever. Oh man, it's either the Faceless or not Pathology. Inferi. Honestly,
New Faceless or the old? I'm talking about Planetary Duality and before. So only Alcadema and Planetary Duality. Because that's the only shit that I still fuck with.
Right.
Maybe some from Autotheism, but not entirely. That's something that I don't. I listened to like a couple times when it came out, but
right, yeah. I mean, between those two, man. Ooh, honestly, I'd have to go with Inferi because last year they came out with Revenant. And, like, honestly, that album just fucking blew my mind.
Yeah.
Like that, I honestly haven't heard anything like when it comes to like tech death like that.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly haven't heard anything as like that had so much depth to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's one of those albums where I can just fucking go back, listen to it, and like find new shit.
Yeah.
You know.
You fuck with Spawn of Possession?
Oh fuck yeah.
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 They're that's one of the bands that's like totally just like what the you can just go back and just be like
Yeah.
what?
I honestly kind of feel the same way with the Zenith Passage in a way.
Oh dude, I love them. I love them so fucking much. I've been listening to them since Cosmic Dissonance came out.
Hell yeah,
Good
me too.
God. That EP. Whoo.
It fucks.
Yeah. If we were doing a top 10 EP, that would be probably number one. Probably my number one for sure.
Okay. Now, where the fuck is the Zenith Passage right now? I haven't heard anything from them.
Oh, well, they haven't released anything since Socialist.
Yeah, that was like back in 2016, right?
A couple years ago. I don't know what they're doing, but they're techie as fuck, so it might take them a bit, but
yeah.
Hopefully they're still doing shit.
Yeah.
Because if not, that's really unfortunate.
Yeah, for sure. So, okay, we got our top 5 favorite bands at the moment out of the way. Let's go to top 10 favorite albums of all time.
All right, I got my list ready.
Oh, man.
So, the top 3 on this list, I'm going to save those for the last. We're just going to go down the list. But the top 3, those are in order of from 3, 2, 1. Those are like my 3 all-time favorite albums. The rest of them, the rest of the 7, those are just albums that I fucking jam all the time, you know?
Hell yeah.
But first one on here is A Tribe Called Quest, the Anthology. That fucking rap album, it's like right under Wu-Tang. That shit is so banging. It's so groovy. If I know you don't like rap, but
I mean, I don't mind it.
A Tribe Called Quest is fire, and they will always be fire. You go 10, number 10.
Number 10. Okay. I'm gonna have to go with Necrophagist Epitaph.
Ooh.
Honestly, where the fuck is that band? Like, I know they broke up, but like they didn't say anything when they broke up.
Oh, that happens a lot.
Yeah.
Like in like 2016 was it when like a bunch of bands just fell off the face of the earth?
Like fucking Operation Cunt Destroyer.
Yeah, that
and
was
fucking,
so sad.
Dark Sermon,
Yeah.
I think, broke up in that year too.
Yeah, because they made Prison now. Vocalist of Dark Sermon's now in prison. Who else is in prison? I don't know. It's a mix of a bunch of bands, but yeah, the vocalist of Dark Sermon is in prison now. And Johnny Crowder is a badass motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
He's sick.
The Epitaph, like, when I was starting to, venture out more, listen to more, like, technical death metal stuff, I discovered Necrophagist, and Epitaph was the first album I listened to, and just that whole album is just, front to back, is just very complicated, and it's just a masterpiece. One of the best.
Definitely one of the best.
All right, let's move down the list. Let's go to number 9.
Number 9.
Number 9.
For me, number 9 is Planetary Duality by The Faceless.
Oh.
That definitely was one of the first, like, techier albums I ever listened to, and I found that shit when I was, I don't know, I think that came out, like, 2010? No, 2012.
2008.
Really? No, that's Alcadema that came out.
No, 2008, because
really?
Last year the Faceless had a 10-year anniversary for Planetary
Oh,
Duality.
yeah, duh. Okay, so, but yeah, anyway, I found that, like, a couple years after it came out, I was in middle school or some shit, like 7th grade. That's when I found the Black Dahlia Murder, too, and, oh, yeah, that fucking album. I learned Planetary Duality 2 on bass.
Ooh.
That was, like, one of the first songs I learned on bass, and I still jam that song. Every time I go to Guitar Center and if I'm testing out a guitar, that's the riff I play.
Hell yeah.
The intro riff, yeah.
So, for my number 9, I'm going to go way different genre. So, I actually like to listen to a lot of video game soundtracks.
Do you like Nintendo Core?
It's okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm not too into it, but I kind of like the kind of symphonic kind of shit,
Yeah.
you know. So for my number 9 favorite album is the Shadow of the Colossus soundtrack. It's very different, I'd say.
Yeah.
It's kind of moody. It's kind of disturbing, really. Like if you put your headphones on and like you're having a bad day, you put your headphones on, you put this album on, and it's just you'd have to hear it. You'd honestly have to hear it because like it's a blend of just like,
What game?
Shadow of the Colossus. I actually have it on PS4 over there.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a really good game. Anyways, but the soundtrack is definitely something different. It's very moody. It's very dark. It's very ambient. A lot of violin work. It's really good. I highly recommend checking it out.
Hell yeah.
So let's move down the list, buddy. Number
8. My number 8 is one of the first deathcore albums that I actually like ever listened to front to back, and I was just so fucking stoked on it. And that's I Declare War's self-titled album.
Ooh, okay.
That's the one with like the guys hanging, you just see his feet.
Yeah.
That one, holy fuck.
Didn't they have a different vocalist on that one?
No, that was
Because it wasn't Jonathan Huber.
No, that was the album with Putrefaction of Population on it. I can't remember what it's fucking called off the top of my head, but yeah, they used to have another guy that he was the guy that I Declare Goddess.
Yes.
That guy with that
yeah,
did.
It's
he was
Jonathan Huber.
Yes. What's his new fucking guy's name? I can't even think. Oh, Jamie Hanks.
Mm-hmm.
Jamie Hanks. Yeah, he's a badass. He's super sick, and I love his vocals. He's definitely, like, after listening to that album so much back in the day, he's definitely one of the dudes that I definitely say that my vocal style comes from him. And I've been told, like, yo, you sound a little like Jamie. I'm like, I practiced with, with their songs for a long-ass time, man, so I would hope so. But yeah, I love I Declare War.
Oh yeah. My number 8, kind of stealing from you, but it would have to be Planetary Duality by the Faceless.
Yeah, that album slaps, dude.
I
mean, I really wish the Faceless would come back with some shit like that, because even Al-Qadema, God
their
damn.
old deathcore
yeah,
days.
the first album, yeah, fuck. Yeah, fuck.
Like, as soon as you hear that fucking opening guitar solo or riff from Planetary Duality, you're just like, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Number 7.
My number 7. I know I might get a lot of shit for this, just because there's so many albums that are great by them, but this one has my favorite song by them. The Black Dahlia Murder, Miasma. I'm Charming is my favorite Black Dahlia Murder song of all time.
Hell yeah.
I know it's about rape, and I know it's really bad, but dude, that fucking intro guitar riff makes my face melt every goddamn time I listen to it, dude.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, that whole album, like, even people like saying like, oh, Flies is such a bad song. I'm like, dude, you gotta fucking feel it, man. That album is so much different compared to like Nocturnal and Nightbreakers and all the other shit that they've ever released, and I personally don't understand why Trevor said that was their worst album, but I honestly fucking love it, and I think it's art.
Mm-hmm. Well, for my next one, we're gonna get a little bit more brutal. Awaken to the Suffering by Pathology.
Yes.
Because that was the first album with Jonathan Huber as vocalist. I know you guys are gonna fucking like get your torches and pitchforks, but honestly, not say anything bad about Matty Way, but I think Jonathan Huber was a better vocalist for Pathology than Matty Way was. Yeah, I mean, his vocals just sound more.
But Matty's the fucking
beast. The fucking man. He's
the
man. Like, I'm not saying he's not the man, but like, honestly, like when Jonathan Huber joined Pathology for that album and the Time of Great Purification, I thought his vocal style was just like, holy shit, you know. But I mean, I'm glad that they got Matty Way back for a few more albums, like Throne of Rain, their self-titled and stuff like that. But, you know, like I said, not saying anything bad about Matty White. I just think, you know, Jonathan Huber on those 2 Pathology albums was sick.
Yeah.
Number 6, man.
Number 6. Well, this is the very first. I was 5 fucking years old when I heard a song from this album. My older sister showed me Job for Cowboys Doom.
Oh.
It was a fucking SpongeBob meme. 2005 SpongeBob meme with Entombment of a Machine playing over it. And SpongeBob was my favorite show when I was 5. So, of course, my older sister was like, I gotta show him this shit. Because my dad played shit like Metallica, Motley Crue, shit like that. Just like dad rock stuff in the car.
Right, yeah.
And she knew I liked that, so she was like, let me crank it up a notch. And as soon as she started that shit, my head just fucking exploded. And I was like, what the fuck is this? I love it. And my mom started freaking. She was like, stop showing him that shit. She was like, that's devil music. Don't show him that shit. But yeah, I still fucking jam that album like 14 years later, dude.
Yeah, same here. It's a great album.
Yes, it is.
For my next one, I see your miasma earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to go with Nocturnal.
That's my second one for them for sure.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it was one of the first albums I ever heard in high school. You know, I jammed that shit all the time.
Oh yeah.
And I still do.
Oh yeah.
That opening song.
Everything Went Black.
Everything Went Black. It's just yes.
It was hard, honestly, for me to put Miasma over. Like, dude. Okay, so Ritual was the first album I heard by them.
Mm-hmm.
I heard The Window on
Yeah.
fucking like Pandora or some shit, and I was like, this is fucking sick. So I jammed Ritual for a long time. And then I found Nocturnal. Then I found Everblack, then Abysmal, and yeah, it just went from there. But yeah, definitely the third Black Dahlia Murder, Deflorate.
Deflorate's pretty good.
Sick.
So your next one.
Oh,
Where are we at now? 4?
4, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 left after this one. So this one,
5.
it's definitely not deathcore, and this band. When I heard this album, it was I literally found this album a couple months ago. I found it with Miles at like 2 a.m. because me and that kid just look up bands all the time, and we just find new shit together. But Orthodox, Sounds of Loss, that fucking album. If you've never heard of that shit, like it takes hardcore in it, like. Because the vocalist explained the fucking influence that he took for that album, and all of them writing it, they didn't take any influences from metal. And it was all like oldies stuff, and it's so unique, and like there's literally nothing that I can compare it to because it's so fucking crazy. Like the intro song going right, because the intro song is like it hits you hard.
It's heavy.
It's not, I mean, it's heavy, sure. But I mean, it just hits you. Like if you were just standing there live, listening to this shit, you would just get fired up. You're just like, fuck! You're just like, let's go!
Let's do this. Crowd surf into the bar!
But yeah, it was like 2 a.m. when we found this shit. Darian was passed out. Me and Miles were just like, what in the fuck is this? And we were just freaking out. But yes, definitely, Sounds of Loss. If you have never listened to that shit, check it out. Definitely. That's like the number one thing on my list that I would tell people to check out, for sure.
All right. So my next album, not sure if many of you know this band. It's called Fetacious Rump.
You've shown me them.
Yeah. Their album, Disposing Slobs of Guttural Fatberg.
Wow.
It's a crazy
That's a
ass
fucking name.
It's a mouthful. It really is. But like, this album is just, it's slammy. It's just raw. Very raw.
Yeah.
You know, and it's got some great songs on it. A lot of weird samples too. Like if you listen all the way through the end of the last song of the album, it's just a lot of like crazy shit. Like you got like this little girl that goes, "Please help me," and like people screaming, and then, "What have you done to him, you maniac?" But like I don't know. Like I heard their first album. It came out in 2017.
Yeah.
that album was good. It was really good. And then they came out with the follow-up, which was, Disposing Slobs of Guttural Fatberg the next year. And I don't know. It's just, like, I like the first album kind of had, like, a refined sound to it, It just, it sounded crisp. It sounded clean. But this one, they just went with more of a raw kind of sound, and it's fucking nasty. Definitely.
So some black metal production slam.
I mean, they didn't record it on a fucking Play School voice recorder thing, I'm sure.
Right.
But yeah, that album, really good. Definitely check it out if you like some... Yep.
Word.
What's your next one? What are we at now?
4? Yeah, we got 4 left.
4 left. Oh, man.
So this one, definitely still not in order. But this one, I fucking love this band so goddamn much. The Acacia Strain.
Okay.
And my favorite album is Wormwood.
Okay.
Dude, I can listen to that shit front to back all day long. That shit, it's the Acacia Strain. Vincent's vocals are super unique, and just the tone that they use with the guitar and their drums, it's so heavy, but it's like fucking groovy at the same time. I love the Acacia Strain.
Hell yeah.
They're fucking awesome.
All right, so for my next one, we're kind of going old on this one.
Love old
like,
school.
Old? So my next album, Number of the Beast by Iron Maiden.
Woo! I was not expecting that at all.
I mean, it was one of the very first sort of metal albums I got into. Like, my dad listens to a lot of, like, blues rock and, stuff like Judas Priest, Whitesnake, stuff like that. And one day he showed me Iron Maiden. And it was Number of the Beast. And, being a little kid, I was like, yo, what is this?
Yeah, I remember when I found Motorhead when I was really little, and I was like, this is fucking awesome.
But yeah, it's definitely one of my favorites. Like, that was one of the first albums I've discovered making my way into, what I listen to today.
Yeah.
It just holds a special place in my heart. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
What's your next one?
Oh, now we're in the top 3.
Oh,
so
top
this
3.
This now is definitely order. These
right.
next 3 are in order.
All right.
But yeah, my very favorite band, Oceano, favorite album by them is Ascendance.
Okay.
That album, it's really close between Ascendance and Depths. Those 2 albums slap.
Depths is really good.
Hard as fuck. But when Oceano dropped Ascendance, because I loved The Contagion, that album's sick. But when they released Ascendance, it was definitely, like, I don't want to call it techie at all. Like, it's just alien-y. Like, the whole album is about fucking aliens and shit. And it's just the fucking samples they use. That album just fucking got me. Dead Planet is one of the sickest songs, literally, like, I think ever made.
Hell yeah.
It's Oceano will forever be my number 1. Adam Warren, you are daddy. Sorry, when it's true.
That's okay. So let's see. My third favorite album of all time would have to be 10 Acts of Perverse Debauchery by the Cranium. This album, one of the first albums I got into when I discovered Slam. I heard this. I think the song was Reverse Abortion.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Or, I don't know if it was that, but I heard one song on that album, and I was like, what? This is fucking sick. This is heavy. And then just from there on, I was just like, yo, I gotta fucking discover more bands like this, and yeah, here I am, a fucking gross-ass fucking slam king, I guess. I don't know. All right, number 2, Cage.
Number 2, well, this has nothing with metal. Going back to rap. Wu-Tang's 36 Chambers.
Ooh.
Best rap album of all time.
All right.
That's all I can really say. Because it's fucking
Are you seeing them in October?
I really hope so. But tickets are selling really quick. I don't have a job right now.
No, shit.
So I'm hoping I can get it like as a birthday present.
Let's get donations. No, I'm
yep. Who wants to give Cage $200?
So my number 2, kind of going back to the whole video game soundtrack kind of thing. I am a huge fan of Kingdom Hearts, as you can tell.
Yes.
'Cause, I mean, I have a Heartless tattoo. I absolutely love the soundtrack from all the games.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very diverse, I'd say. Like, you got like, I really like the remix that they did, where it was just basically all orchestrated. Because like with the PlayStation 2 kind of chipset, they went with like, okay, we'll just use the music system that's in the PS2 already to make this music. But then, they remastered them for PS3 and PS4 and decided to go with like a more kind of orchestrated soundtrack.
Oh.
So like there's like orchestrated stuff, there's kind of hip hop kind of sort
Some
of
trap shit.
some kind of yeah. There's like
Real trap shit.
there's kind of metal kind of sounding stuff, but like Kingdom Hearts, it really holds a special place in my heart, and I don't know, I just love it. So, number one, your all-time favorite album.
Well, I said this earlier, but it's the Demonization by Atme. And good fucking God, just knowing that they were a local band when they released this piece of art blows my mind. Because, don't get me wrong, the local bands in our scene, fucking phenomenal.
Hell yeah.
Phenomenal. They're great. I literally can't.
Colorado, I
literally can't really think of one bad local band from here.
Yeah.
But, holy shit. This is some holy grail shit. This was like, dude, I can't even explain what it is, but I love death metal so fucking much. I love death metal more than deathcore. Mm-hmm. But just, it's heavy, it's techy, it's fucking in your face. There's songs about weed. It's my whole package wrapped up in one album. And it's, oh my God. If that was the only album, if you gave me one CD to listen to for the rest of my life and that's all I can listen to, it would be The Demonization by Atme. 100%.
Okay.
AHTME is how you spell it. And you need to go find it. Fucking the very last song is my favorite song on there. Very first vocal cover I ever did is Ream Dream on there. And that song slaps. One of the hardest, heaviest songs on that album.
Oh, yeah.
But yes, my fucking God, I can't even explain it further than I have now. But
nice.
Yes,
okay.
That album.
All right. So my favorite album of all time would probably have to be Revenant by Inferi. We were talking about that earlier.
Yes, we were.
Like, I've listened to Inferi before this album. I liked them.
Uh-huh.
They had a good sound to them, but like when this album came out last year, it blew my goddamn mind.
Yeah.
Like it's funny because like I didn't hear any of the singles before it came out, and I just pre-ordered the vinyl.
Oh.
So I pre-ordered the vinyl. I got it in the mail after fucking months of waiting.
You just plop that shit on there?
I'm looking at you, Malcolm. You son of a bitch. No, just kidding. But yeah, I fucking threw the needle on the record, started to listen to it, and I was just like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, it's just got such a refined sound. It's beautiful sounding. It's brutal sounding.
Mm-hmm.
It's just my favorite album of all time. Like, it's... Damn.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it. So, what do you like to do on your free time, Cage? When you're not...
I'm not making music. Sitting my pretty ass down at home, or that, or I'm researching about piercings and tattoos, because that's something I've always been really passionate about.
That's your dream job.
Yeah, can't wait to get back in a shop again, start piercing again. Black July. That's my life, man. We started in 2016, and I've never wanted to stop. I tried making bands since, like, I started playing guitar, and I was in a couple bands as guitar, and then after a while, that shit just kept falling through. I was in a band called Dismembered Collective, played guitar with them, that was like the band that really fucking set it off, because that was the first band that actually we had like full members and we were actually writing shit, we were getting shit done and stuff. And then our fucking vocalist was showing up to practice on Molly like all the fucking time.
Ouch.
Our bassist just fucking flaked all the time, and our drummer, he was the one that we fucking like we're supposed to record at his house and whatnot, because he had like a whole studio and shit. But yeah, he just fucking flaked. So after that, it was just both guitarist, me, and my best friend Taylor. I've known that kid since I moved here, 3rd grade. Me and him have been friends ever since. But me and him, he's the best guitarist I know, hands down.
Hell yeah.
But I was like, fuck this. I'm going to start working my ass off, and I'm going to start pushing vocals out of me. I don't care how long it takes, what I got to do. I'm going to fucking learn them. So, freshman year, I was living in an apartment, small-ass apartment, just in my room, making some weird-ass noises, listening to I Declare War and Whitechapel and shit, just trying to, like, how the fuck do you make these fucking noises? And then after, like, research, basically, like, finding out, like, use your false chords when you burp, so it's supposed to basically feel like a burp. So I was like, okay, well, I mean, there's something. I mean, I can fuck around with that. And yeah, years went by, and yeah, so after a while, I'd fucking practice that shit, and I got decently good. And then we started another band. Fucking yeah, Black July. We started Black July just as a 2-piece though, and we recorded 2 songs. They called Execute the Adversary and Commence Death. Execute the Adversary is the very first song me and Taylor, just the two of us, ever wrote in full. And eventually we're going to start making music again under the name Isakathi. It's just going to be the two of us still, but it's going to be really techie. It's going to like, we want to give like a kind of like the like old Faceless,
Okay.
Arcspire.
Oh hell yeah.
But like throw in like really heavy shit, like Infant Annihilate, just like really heavy, crazy, all over the place type shit.
Oh yeah.
But we want to be super unique. So Isakathi has been a work in progress for many, many, many years.
Mm-hmm.
We have stuff written, tabbed out, and whatnot. We've just never sat down together and recorded it, because Taylor works 4 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Ouch.
every day, 5 days a week, and he lives all the way down by Castle Rock. So yeah, that's always been quite an issue, and that's why it's been taking so long. But going back, Black July got started with me and him, and we found other members, and so yeah, there was a lot of member switches throughout the years. We've had, I think, 3 bassists, 2 vocalists. Yeah, the other vocalist was in the band for like a fucking week, and he still considers himself an ex-member, even though he's never fucking written anything. So I was like, all right, whatever, bro. But yeah, so it was me, Steven, Darian, and Miles from July of 2017 or June of 2017.
Mm-hmm.
And then Steven left in October of 2018, picked up our bassist Justice, moved Miles to guitar, and now we're a 4-piece again. Me on vocals, Darian's on drums, Miles is on guitar, and Justice is on bass. We got 2 songs in the making that we will play at Trailside on July 6th. Those songs are called Slaughter and Condemned to Suffer. Condemned to Suffer is definitely going to be the weirdest Black July song you've ever heard. After our EP, we're definitely no longer looking to fucking like say we're deathcore or say we're hardcore, say we're death metal or whatever. We're not gonna put a fucking genre on it.
Yeah,
if you want to call it,
yourself.
if you want to call it anything, just call us deathcore, because that's what we have on our fucking Facebook, Instagram, whatever. But yeah, so Condemned to Suffer is a song about I had a dream, basically, that I was placed like completely naked on a long table. Pigs were all sitting in chairs. They all cut big circles into my skin, plopped them down. They used those as plates. After they cut their big circle, they took like ice cream scoopers and just started scooping out my intestines, organs, muscles, they literally everything. But I was awake the whole time. I felt everything, and I watched them just consume my body, and I just watched my body rot after they left, and maggots came and started eating me away. So that dream, yeah, it's fucking crazy fucking dream. Don't know I ever had it, but definitely took that as an opportunity to write a crazy fucking song. So Condemned to Suffer is about halfway written. Slaughter is all the way put together. The last breakdown in Slaughter, I'm going to tell you, is going to rock your fucking shit.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So that's all I'm really going to say about that right now. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook and shit like that, because I'm posting stuff all the time. Updates and whatnot, because we're always down to share what we got going, and we're really passionate about our music, and we're really super happy that we have the fans that we do. We're more than grateful.
That's nice. Mm-hmm. That's nice. You know, honestly, I was in a band at one point.
Yeah, you told me this.
Yeah, my little one-man project,
yeah.
The fucking Deep Fried Abortion.
Uh-huh.
So, here's the thing, though. I had an idea for this project in fall of.
So were you gonna use actual instruments, or were you gonna do like all program shit?
I'm gonna use all the string instruments as real, and then I was just gonna program my own drums.
Yeah.
Which I did.
Word.
So, this idea came about fall 2017.
Nice.
When I had a name like Deep Fried Abortion. That sounds pretty fucking slammy.
Mm-hmm.
So then I got a drum machine, and then just started recording shit, and then I released one song on SoundCloud, and I took it down.
Yeah? Why?
It doesn't sound good.
Dude, it takes a while to write music.
It does.
It as hard as it is, and like being in a band, you're fucking always screaming at each other.
Oh, yeah.
And all this shit. But in the end, it's so worth it.
Oh, yeah.
And,
But
yeah,
see,
but when you're by yourself, that's fucking hard, dude.
Yeah.
I tried it, and oh my god, it's so time consuming.
Like that's one of the main things I stopped doing it, was because, it's very time consuming. It's like one of the good things about it too, I guess, is you don't have anyone to say, hey, I don't like that.
Right.
Well,
I mean, it's also good. I always have said, if you're ever in a band to a point where you're with somebody that just hates the shit you're playing, just kick them out.
Yeah. So basically I kicked myself.
Because I learned my lesson with that.
So basically I kicked myself out. I did that one song. The song was Untitled. It was just up on SoundCloud for like 2 weeks. The song was just called Untitled, and yeah, I didn't like it, so I was just like,
yeah, the fucking the first the songs that me and Taylor wrote are still on SoundCloud too.
Are they really?
Yeah. They're so fucking bad, dude. It was like freshman me doing vocals, and good fucking Christ.
Ooh. So, what else do you like to do?
Yeah, I don't know. Just chill with Darian, Miles, and Justice. I mean, we do some fucking stupid shit. If you follow our meme page, God, that's every day.
Yeah.
That's
your everyday life.
That's our everyday life. There's no fucking dim day with us. We always find some stupid ass shit to do, or some stupid ass situation that just ends up that's fucking hilarious, and it's just. Yeah, I mean, we're not really reckless people. We don't do like crazy jackass shit. We just fuck around.
you basically, like, I'm gonna have to say, like, Miles is probably one of the funniest members of the band.
Well, yeah, that fool just does whatever, whenever. Because
like,
you can just scream something at him and he'll fucking do it, and you just have your phone ready. It's just the funniest shit in the world.
Yeah, just like pull up your phone and like he's gonna do some fucking weird shit.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, you just always gotta have Snapchat ready when you're hanging out with the BJ boys, man. That's just a
fucking. That's the fucking rule.
Yeah, that's
have your
the
Snapchat
rule.
Out.
Because even the fucking first podcast we did, after that, we were just chilling, just all like 7 of us or some shit.
Yeah.
But, oh my god, we were fucking crying, laughing at nothing.
Putting that weird ass fucking alien filter on it.
On everything, and it was just fucking making us die.
That was awesome.
Yeah, it was fun.
So, do you like to play video games at all?
I do. I'm not much of a video game connoisseur necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a lot. I mean, I play like the same games that I did like as a kid. I still have a fucking PS2, and I still play like my favorite game is Sly Cooper.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, that dude. I still fucking play that game. That game is so much fun.
Yeah.
Like Tony Hawk games. I used to play those all the time. Tony Hawk's Underground 2, best game ever fucking made.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I play a lot of. I play my Sega. I have Mortal Kombat 2 on there.
Fuck yeah.
Fucking Donkey Kong. Jurassic Park. I got a lot of old shit. I got a Nintendo 64. Fucking GoldenEye.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I like playing old games and shit like that. That's like getting really high, playing old retro like arcade games is like one of the most fun I will like ever be having. If anybody's ever going to a fucking arcade, invite me. I will go and.
Well, let's go to hyperspace one of these days.
Let's go. We'll have blasty blast.
Like hyperspace, honestly, is fucking crazy.
I know. I've seen pictures of it. I've never been there.
Well,
but
let's
yeah,
go.
we need to go.
Let's go. Bet.
Big bet.
Well, I mean, I like retro games, but I like a lot of like the newer kind of games too. I mean, I have a PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 3, and a Wii U. Lately, I've been playing a lot of Persona 5. And that game's plot is fucking crazy. I won't go into detail about it. But long story short, you basically
Yo, it's fucking crazy.
Do you just want me to tell you? Tell
Yeah,
everyone
why
about
not? I went on a fucking ramble about shit.
it? Alright, so basically, you get framed for mugging some girl. This takes place in Japan, by the way. So you get framed for mugging some girl, which in reality you're actually saving her from this mugger. So then you go to court, and the court says like, hey, you're guilty, you know, and you know, you're just like, oh shit. So like you got to move basically over to Shibuya. And then basically like make up for like the game kind of calls it like community service, I guess. I don't know, but you're forced to transfer schools, and you go live with this guy in his coffee shop, and you live in his attic. Okay, so then you find this weird app on your phone. It's like in the shape of an eyeball. So you're like, what the fuck? How did this get there? So you delete it, and you're like, okay, whatever. You know, go about your day. So then, you know, you get home from school. You know, you hang out with friends or whatever, and then you see the app on your phone again. You're like, what the fuck? I know I deleted this. So you delete it again. So then the next day at school, you find out your gym teacher is fucking molesting and raping all of the girls in the volleyball class, and basically beating up like the guys. So then like you look at this app again, like it's back again, and you accidentally click on it, and it transports you to basically your gym teacher's cognitive desires. Like it's called a palace, and that's basically how he views the school. It's like a castle. So then like some shit happens, and you basically find out like you can actually make people have a change of heart and confess to all of their crimes by stealing their treasure, or their heart, as the game calls it. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like I'm about 150 hours in. It's a really fucking long game.
Yeah.
But it's really good. Highly recommend checking it out. Yeah, I play a lot of RPGs, like a lot of Japanese RPGs. I like to play some first-person shooters like Borderlands and not really Call of Duty. I like Overwatch. Yeah, I'm not too big into like Fortnite or anything like that.
I fucking hate Fortnite.
Ugh, fuck.
Get the fuck out of here if you're into Fortnite. I also play a lot of like action adventure games, I guess, like Metal Gear Solid, Dead Rising.
Do you like shit like Watch Dogs and GTA, like open space shit?
Yeah, I like those, but I can't really get into them that much.
Yeah.
Because like I bought Grand Theft Auto 5. And everybody was just going batshit crazy over this game. Like, you need to buy this game.
Well, I mean, from GTA 4 to GTA 5, that was a major step up in quality and gameplay and...
Yeah. But, like, it just got boring to me.
No, I mean, I played the story twice, and I tried to play it a third time, and I was like, nah. And, like, after I fucking... Like, you get all the cool cars and shit, and it's just the same shit. After a while, I mean, it's a cool game to play for about, like, a couple months, and then you're just like, I'm doing the same fucking shit as I was doing last week.
My problem with it was there's just too much to do. Because, like, you know,
I don't think there's that much to do. Like, I think there should be way more options. Like, the fucking story, I finished that shit in, like, 2-3 days, maybe. And, like, for that big of a game and, like, that much shit to do in an open world, I think... the story mode should be a lot longer. For 3 characters that you play as, that should have been way longer.
Yeah, but, like, my problem was, like, you know, there was too much to do. Like, I'll be in the middle of the mission, and, like, all of a sudden, like, hey, someone wants to go golfing, out of all things.
Someone wants to go golfing.
Like, I'd go golfing, and, like, okay, like, switch to this character, let's see what this guy's up to, and then, like, he's at the bowling alley, like, oh shit, I kind of want to do some Grand Theft Auto bowling, you know? So do that, you know, then go to the strip club, and it's just like, God, there's just too much to do. I want to get to the main story. Like, I'm easily distracted. I really am.
So am I.
But, I mean, I don't know. I can't really get into, like, Grand Theft Auto. I liked the idea of Watch Dogs. I really did. Like,
I think that's a cool game.
It is a cool game, but it had a lot to make up for all the promises they made to it.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I feel like
I haven't checked out the second one though.
I haven't checked it out either. I heard it's better.
Yeah.
I might check it out when it's on sale or something like that.
Yeah.
But, I do play. One of my favorite games of all time is Skyrim.
Ooh, you like Dark Souls?
I fucks with Dark Souls heavily.
Yeah. Heavily.
I mean, I even have a Dark Souls meme page, Dark Souls memes for
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
go check it out. I've spent countless hours on those. Like, it's...
Dark Souls, honestly, is like one of the sickest games out there.
Yeah, it's definitely not for the faint-hearted either.
No, absolutely not. But I mean...
Like, I remember...
fuck.
I remember when I picked up my copy of Dark Souls, it was used from GameStop. I know what you guys are thinking. Shut up. But I picked up a copy of Dark Souls used, and this guy that was right next to me, he's like, Oh, so you want to torture yourself then, huh? Well, good luck with that. You know, like, I honestly didn't know what I was getting myself into, honestly.
Dude.
And, like, you know, it was difficult, but not, like, unbeatable. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was a really good challenge. And then
yes.
It just opened my eyes to, like, you know, Dark Souls 2 and then Bloodborne and Demon Souls, which are kind of within, like, the kind of same universe. Yeah, I fucks with Dark Souls heavily.
Yeah, So my older sister and her now ex-boyfriend used to live in my mom's basement. But when they moved out, that fool, he fucking left so much shit, and he didn't even realize it.
Oh, shit.
I found an entire box full of fucking... well, my sister gave me a bunch of Sega games because she didn't fucking want them.
Right.
But I found a box full of Xbox 360 games, Nintendo 64 games,
Oh, hell yeah.
and PS2 games.
Hell
Dude,
yeah.
I found Dark Souls in that shit, and I was like, what the fuck is this? This looks sick. I heard of this shit, but I've never played it. And because I knew it was kind of like Skyrim.
Right,
But I was like, let me pop this shit in. Dude, that game is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like, most rage I've ever gotten in a fucking game for sure.
So did you ever beat Dark Souls?
No. Oh no.
No.
No way.
Do you remember how far you got?
Mm-mm.
No.
Not off the top of my head, but not even halfway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you remember beating Ornstein and Smaug?
I don't know. It's been a minute.
Was that really fat guy? Kind of looked like me. And then this kind of
There's a lot of fat guys.
There is. There was like a big guy with a hammer, and then that was I want to say Ornstein. No, it was Smaug. Ornstein's the Dragon Slayer. And then Ornstein is he's kind of like this slender kind of guy with the sword, moves really fast. Do you remember that at all?
I don't know. Because, dude, the rage I got, I was just like, fuck this game. But I love that game. God. It's fucking crazy.
Oh, yeah. So then, do you like to go to record stores?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Which ones in Colorado would you say are your favorite?
Black and Red, for sure.
Black and Red's pretty good.
Because my girlfriend lives, like, right down the street from it. So usually there are days where I'm just like, I got a couple bucks. Let's go check it out. And yeah, dude, I've picked up some fucking great CDs from there. I remember the first time I went there, I was with Darian and Miles and Duncan. Duncan's a homie.
Hell yeah.
So he showed me that place.
Shout out to Duncan. We love you, buddy.
Yes. So he showed me Black and Red. And a thing that me, Miles, and Darian love to do is whenever we go into a record store, we like specifically find something that we've never seen before, and we don't even have to look up. Like if the logo's too unlegible, we're just like, that looks cool, let me get that shit. And we don't like look it up in the store, nothing. We're just like, we base it off of the fucking album art, and we're just like, this is sick. So I remember Darian got one. I don't even know the fucking band, but the album art is literally just intestines.
Oh shit.
There's no logo, no like, it's just intestines.
Okay.
Like real intestines. And
what would you describe the genre as, though?
fucking disgusting porno grind.
Ooh.
It was fucking filthy. It was disgusting.
Ooh.
And I was just like, because I remember when Darian picked it up, he was like, what is this? And I was like, I don't know what that is, but you need to get it. And he was like, yep, this is mine. This one's mine. And I got some like weird, like poppy black metal, like fucking, it was like black metal mixed with pop punk. It was fucking weird. But the CD was pure yellow, and it had like a weird smiley face on it. And I can't remember what the fucking album art looked like, but it was just a bunch of shit. Like, it was a bunch of colors, bunch of shit on it. So I was like, I'll get that one. And then I can't remember what Miles got, but yeah, the two that me and Darian picked, we popped that shit in there. We were like, what in the fuck is this shit? But yeah, that's something I love to do, definitely still. Like, especially at Black and Red, because their CDs are very cheap.
Yeah, very cheap.
And
maybe one of these days we'll have to do that. Just make a little record store trip, and then we'll have to pick shit up like that. I do like Black and Red. I remember going there one day, and I'm a big fan of Broken Hope. You don't hear a lot of people talk about Broken Hope. You really don't. So I found Swamped in Gore. It's one of the first pressings.
Wow.
It was opened, unfortunately, but
most of them are.
Yeah, it was in pristine condition.
Yeah?
Yeah. They wanted $20 for it.
Oof.
I was like...
Unopened? Or opened? Opened. Ooh.
But like I said, it was in I even have it on
How many tracks?
I think 10. But it was a Swamped in Gore, first press, $20. And I was like, fuck yeah, I want to get this, you know. I love Broken Hope. So then I got that. And then I think it was about a year later, I went back and I was going through the used CD section, and I found one of Broken Hope's CDs. Now, keep in mind, a lot of Broken Hope's discography is pretty rare and hard to find. So I was pretty fine with paying $20 for open Swamped in Gore, but it was Broken Hope's last album they came out with before they went on before they broke up. I don't remember the name of it, but I just remember picking up the cage. I'm like, what? You know, and I looked at the price tag and I looked at the condition of the jewel case. They wanted $15 for it. It was opened, and it was in terrible condition.
Yeah?
Yeah, like the jewel case was broken in certain places. The CD was chipped.
What?
Yeah.
Can't even fucking play that shit.
Yeah, but I popped it into the CD player there, and it worked.
No shit.
Yeah, It worked. And I managed to talk the guy there down from $15 to $8.
There you go.
So
almost
I bought
half
it.
price.
Yeah, so I bought it. I have almost all of Broken Hope CDs. Like I said, it's a very rare discography to come by. I'm still missing Bowels of Repugnance. That's a hard one to find. Very, very hard. Yeah, I like going to Black and Red. I also like Twist and Shout a lot, too.
Yeah.
Because, I mean,
That's the place we went to, that fucking...
That one time you guys played Seven Circle.
Yeah, the festival show.
Yeah. I like that place.
That place is huge.
It is very, very big. Like, it's ton of shit there. Like, they got,
whole vinyl fucking room, dude.
They got a vinyl room. They got a movie room. You go there and buy your movies and TV box sets or whatever. They got a lot of fucking, like, toys and shit.
Yep.
Yeah, I
grab bags.
Yeah. It was one of the first record stores I ever went to, and I bought my first ever CDs from there that I ever bought.
Really?
Yeah. First CD I bought, I bought two the same day. I bought Leprosy by Death.
Nice.
And then this band, pretty sure a lot of you have heard of it, called Anal Blast.
I haven't.
You haven't?
No.
I'll have to show you the CD.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, it's so it's basically a compilation of their demo and their full length. And they released this when they opened up for Cradle of Filth, so they kind of made their logo to look like Cradle of Filth's logo.
Nice.
So it says Anal of Blast, and it's kind of done in the same font as Cradle of Filth. Yeah, I'll have to show it to you. I remember I went there with Ryan from Soul Forensis and my buddy James, and I remember going back to Ryan's house, and we go up to Ryan's mom, and we're just like, oh yeah, we went to a record store, and look what we got, and I hand her the fucking Anal Blast CD. I'll never forget the look on her face. Just fucking like songs like She Sucks Farts Out of My Bunghole and shit like that. And I'm just sitting there just fucking dying listening to her just list off all these fucking gross song names. It was the best shit ever. What was the first CD you ever bought?
Oh man, the first CD I ever bought. I think it was actually this metalcore band a long time ago. It was the very first All Stars tour, actually.
Okay.
They were called Chasing Safety, and I remember the vocalist was a fucking nutcase. That fool was swinging the mic everywhere. He was throwing their fucking flags into the crowd. He was the most energetic vocalist I have ever seen in my life. So I had to go talk to the dude.
Right.
And I was like, that was the sickest performance I have ever seen. Someone that throws their fucking tapestry into the crowd. Like, you know those big banners that bands have? He took the whole fucking thing and just chucked it onto like 20 people.
Jesus.
I was like, God damn. But yeah, they were metalcore, like singing. They weren't heavy at all. And I was like, this was pretty fucking sick. And so yeah, I had to go talk to him. I was like, dude, that was fucking crazy. Apparently, me and the dude, I think, share like 1 day apart birthday. And we found that out. And he was like, I'm going to give you a free fucking CD just because of that. And I was like, no shit. So I never really got into wanting CDs like a long time ago. It was just more of like having shit on my iPod and
Mm-hmm.
buying stuff on iTunes and stuff like that. I never really thought of, because I would get my music for free, you know, and
Yeah.
Spotify, just all that type of shit.
Right.
But I mean, I was like, fuck it, yeah, I would love to. I'd love to jam this shit. And I was like, can you sign it? And he signed that shit. And then I bought a pair of shorts from them too. And I remember on the way home, I jammed that shit a lot. And I'm not a fan of metalcore at all. Like, I hate most of it. But those guys, they're not a band anymore, but they were pretty tight. They were pretty tight.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, that was like the first CD I ever got, and I got it for free. But yeah, after that, I was like, physical copies are actually pretty cool, and like I can get bands to sign them if I buy them at shows and shit like that, and I'll have a story with it and whatnot. And,
yeah.
Eventually, like the whole fucking internet can crash, and you're
got
left
the
with
CDs,
your physicals, yeah. So I mean, after that realization, if there's ever a band that I'm at a show at, and I'm just like, motherfucker, that was sick as shit.
Yep.
I have to buy a CD. I have to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't have any money, but on Devastation on the Nation, a couple days ago, Hate, holy fucking shit. Like, I know you're not a fan of black metal, but I love black metal so fucking much. Burzum is my favorite black metal band.
Oh, well.
Band. It's just Varg, but still. But yeah, I've never, like, for as long as I've listened to black metal, I've never been to a black metal show. I've never seen a black metal band live ever.
Mm-hmm.
So we showed up kind of late. We were just drove all the way from fucking Longmont, so we just didn't get there at opening. But that's okay. We got there like right before Hate started. Found a spot, and as soon as they just fucking kicked in, strobe lights came on and everything, and I was just like, holy fuck. And I was just standing there the whole set like, this is fucking magical. And yeah, so I went back there, and I only had like $3 or some shit, and I was like dying for a water too. So they had, their CDs were like $10, and I was like, well, fuck. But they had, the cheapest thing they had on the table was pins for $2. And I was like, oh, I don't see any on the table. It was just a little sticker that said they had pins, and I had to ask the dude. I was like, "You have any pins left?" And he checked, and he was like, "Oh no, sorry, dude. We just sold the last one." And he took the fucking sticker off their table, and I was like, "Fuck!" But Hate is sick. I didn't expect them to be that fucking badass, but that whole show, that was amazing. Fucking Belphegor, they had an amp issue. God, I hate when that shit happens live. It's
embarrassing.
It's embarrassing, and it's just, you get really anxious, and you're just like, fuck.
Right.
But so their set was supposed to start at 11. They started at midnight.
Oh man.
Yeah, so we were standing there for a good hour, and yeah, but as soon as they started, oh my god, my feet were killing me. But when they started, I was like, oh, all the pain's gone. That was fucking worth it. Holy shit! And it was just, my head's just fucking going.
So, since we're on the subject of concerts,
Oh, yeah.
What would you have to say is the most memorable concert you've ever been to? Like, if you
been to or played?
Been to.
Been to. Okay.
Like, if you had a way to travel back in time to experience this concert again, you would fucking...
Dude, there's so many.
I know.
Because...
I have one.
You do? Go for it.
Gwar.
The past show you went to at Summit or at Warped Tour?
Summit.
Oh, okay.
They played with Ghoul.
Oh.
Yeah. So, and I'm pretty sure, you know both bands' gimmicks.
Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah. I've seen Gwar. Yeah.
So they shoot blood out into the audience and just...
I was standing right in front of that shit. I was
Hell
like,
yeah.
Yes!
Me too. But just one of the things that just stuck out to me the most is there wasn't a pit. The whole crowd.
The whole show?
The whole crowd was moving. It wasn't. It wasn't necessarily a pit per se. It was just like a wave of just people just pushing.
It was the Grand Canyon of movement.
It was the Grand Canyon of movement. Yes.
Damn.
Like everyone was just pushing against each other. Like I've never.
Like the big fucking rowboats that people do at Amon Amarth, you know? Those are cool. Those are fun.
Those are cool, but I don't know. Like just everyone was just pushing each other, and it was just
from front to back.
Front to back, dude.
That's amazing.
Like,
that's amazing.
I've never experienced...
More shows need to be like that.
Yes. I've never experienced anything like that in my entire life. And just, just a whole theatrical thing that Gore does and Bull.
Yeah.
And then, just shooting fake blood out in the audience. It was just... I would sell my fucking testicles to experience that show again. Like, it was amazing.
Oh, man. The funnest show that I could remember that I had the most fun at, most, like the biggest group of friends I had at the show, and I just had a good time from start to finish, was Chaos and Carnage.
Oh, hell yeah.
That show was so fucking sick, with all the locals going back and forth from stage to stage. Fucking Oceano was on it, of course. I went fucking hard as shit. Lorna Shore, when Tom was still in the band, was on it. Dude, that was a show. That was a fucking show. And I got there right... I was so fucking sad I missed Spite. I got there right after Spite finished.
Damn.
And I was walking to the front door and I hear them playing Kill or Be Killed. And I was like, we gotta get inside! And yeah, as soon as we walked in there, fucking checked in, showed our IDs and shit like that, yeah, the set was over. And I was like, fuck! But I've seen them before, so it wasn't a huge deal.
Yeah.
But I mean, the rest of the show was phenomenal. And I loved every minute of it. And
another memorable show that I would go back to is when the Black Dahlia Murder played the Marquee Theater.
Oh, yeah. Fuck. I wanted to go to that so bad. I remember that.
It was with Iron Reagan, Artificial Brain, and Theos.
Yeah, I remember fucking my older sister's ex-boyfriend, when they first moved here, he went to that. And he was like, I'll buy you a ticket. And I think I had to work that night, but... yeah, fucking seeing them at the Marquee would be fucking crazy.
It was, oh my god.
I bet.
Like, just, like, you've seen the Black Dahlia Murder.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So, imagine all of that energy that they pack in. That
little tiny-ass stage?
Yeah, that was just amazing.
God.
Like, I moshed the entire fucking night. Like, that was just amazing. Another memorable show for me, I know I'm kind of being a dick with this one, but when Stages of Decomposition came out here from California to play...
Oh, for your birthday?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, fuck yeah. Dude, if I had a birthday show and I got a band to choose out here, fuck yeah, that'd be the most memorable show of all time.
How that came to be. So, Jewel, my good friend Jewel...
Yes.
I love you, Jewel. Shout out. She has a birthday show every year. This year...
Hers is stacked.
Hers
Vomiting
this year...
in Trails, motherfuck.
Implements of Hell.
Yeah. But, when I saw Vomiting in Trails, I was like, whoa, I'm there.
Yeah, because they played my birthday show, too.
Yeah.
So, she had a birthday show last year.
They were pretty good.
Hell yeah. She had a birthday show last year, and it just kind of got me thinking, like, I wonder what it would be like if I had my own birthday show.
Yeah.
So, I hit up those guys in Swinging News Productions.
Woo!
And,
best motherfuckers out there.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, I want to give a shout out to them. Devastation was their very first sold out Roxy show.
Yes.
You guys are fucking killing it.
Well done.
Well fucking done. So happy that I could have been a part of that.
We're gonna get him on the podcast here.
Oh yes, we are.
Yeah.
Hanson, he came up to me at Devastation. He was like, "Hey, I want to be on your fucking podcast," and I was like, "Well, be on my fucking podcast. Let's do it."
So I hit up the Swinging News boys, and I was just like, "Hey, what do I gotta sell on my body to get a fucking birthday show,
Yeah.
And I was talking to Zach, and he's just like, oh, you want to do a birthday show? Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, he's always about that, dude. He gives birthday shows to fucking everybody.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to get one this year because my birthday's on a Saturday, I think.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, so.
But, yeah, he was like, hell yeah, I'll do that. So, I was talking with Joel. We were going to get these guys, Cerebral Incubation, out here.
That's right. I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah, we were supposed to get those guys out here, but...
Stages was your second choice.
They were actually my first choice.
Were they?
Mm-hmm. Cerebral, I don't know what was going on with them. I guess they had like some shit come up or something like that. Las Vegas.
Oh, okay, so even closer than Stages.
Yeah, so, we were kind of struggling for a little bit to get a lineup going. But then we got Whammer on it.
Whammer is fucking sick, dude.
Yeah,
are you going to go to Neckbeard Death Camp?
I'm thinking about it.
I'm thinking about it, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whammer was tight.
Hell yeah. So we got them on the bill, and then Vomiting Entrails, you know, they were just like, hey.
Wasn't that their first show?
It was their very first show.
Yeah, that wasn't bad. That was not bad. I was like, y'all you keep doing this. Like, we need more slam in this scene, bro.
So yeah, we got them on the bill, and then we got my buddy's band, Child Abuse, on it.
Nice.
But they dropped last minute. Fuck you, Jonah. They dropped last minute, and then Nephrectomy came on, and then so,
we were supposed to play it too.
Yeah, and like then, I hit you guys up.
Yeah, I know. That was bad, because that was when we came back from tour, right?
It was in February, yeah.
Wait. February this year?
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, we were a 3-piece. So yeah, we were just like, yeah, fuck.
Yeah, fuck. So then I'll tell you the whole story of when I got them out there. So it was like about a week before they came out here. I just hit up Salvador, and I was just like, hey man, you know, you guys come in, you know, you wanna hang out in Denver for a little bit? I know a couple, you know, local breweries, you know. He's like, fuck yeah. So then they were staying with Gabby Mora. Big shout out, love you, Gabby. She lives out in Golden, so like the day of my birthday show came around, you know, they were just chilling over at Gabby's, so I went over there to pick them up.
Yeah.
And I remember they came out and it started to snow, and they're from fucking California and they've never seen snow.
Really?
Yes. And Kelsey, their fucking merch girl, comes out and she's like, oh my god, look at the snow. It's so beautiful. And I'm just like, yeah, I fucking hate it.
Yeah, it's so pretty and you've never seen it before when you live in that shit.
Yeah, like try living in that shit. But yeah, I picked them all up, and we made a deal where I would take their gear to Trailside. I was like, fuck, you know, it's down the street from my house, you know, fuck it, cool, you know. So we went to Black Sky Brewery. We had a few beers there. Big shout out to Black Sky. Love your beer. Yeah, we drank for a little bit. You know, we were talking, kind of bullshitting, you know. And I don't know what the fuck. What made me bring up True Brewing. I brought them up, and then Salvador comes up to me and he's like, "There's another brewery around here?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
Did you take him to the Brutal Poodle?
No.
Why?
Honestly, I don't like the Brutal Poodle.
No?
No. Like, I don't like their food. Food's kind of you know? Like, a lot of people, like, I'm not saying anything bad or anything, but I'm just not into it, you know? Yeah. I don't like where it's at.
I like the idea.
Yeah, I do
metal
too.
bar.
Yeah.
I want to do that, but with weed.
Oh, yeah. Weed metal bar.
Yeah.
So then I take them to fucking True, and I'm like, okay, so, like, the show is in an hour.
Uh-huh.
We got to get you guys over there as soon as possible. We can only have one beer.
You were downtown, too, right?
Yeah. This was, like, in Inglewood.
Oh, yeah, South Denver.
Yeah.
Show.
So we went there, and I remember getting out of the car at in front of True, and there was just, like, this fucking cup just laying there on the ground, like a 7-Eleven cup.
Yeah.
With just ramen in it.
Uh-huh.
And then we were just like, yo, 7-Eleven ramen, yo. So, yeah, they had a beer. We got them back. And then I dropped them off because, like, I went back home because, like, my parents were just going to take me to the show and give me a ride back because, you know, it was my birthday. I was going to be fucked up.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah, and you got hammered.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah, it was their first death metal show they ever been to. My parents.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's really crazy because, like, the next day, my mom comes up to me and she's like, okay, that was badass. Like, when's the next one?
Hell yeah.
But
tell her to come to ours.
Shit, hell yeah, with Nephrectomy.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, that was just very memorable, you know, hanging out with those guys. Really cool. Big shout out to them. Stages of Decomposition. I love you guys. Yeah, holy shit.
Well,
like,
might as well keep going. Fuck it.
Fuck it. Yeah.
One of the bands I hung out with for a bit was Archaic.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, I think it was like 2015 or some shit, I hit up their vocalist, Jared. And I was like, yo, you guys are coming through. How would you feel about me coming up and doing a song with you guys? Like, doing some guest vocals. And he was like, I'm so down for that. I love all that fucking crowd enthusiasm and shit like that. And he was like, yeah, come, we got an extra mic. Just grab that shit. And I was like, word. So, right before they played the song, he fucking even stopped. And he was like, we got my homie Cage coming up. It's gonna be sick as fuck. And I got so hype after that. We fucking killed the song. That was their last song. And so yeah, I said bye to those guys. Next time they came through, it was at the Roxy, and I was chilling outside smoking a cigarette, and I saw Jared, and I was like, yo, what's up? And he obviously remembered me. He was like, holy shit, what's up, dude? And he was like, I knew I'd see you here probably. And I was like, fuck yeah. So he was like, hey, you want to come in the van? And I was like, yeah, dude, it's pretty fucking cold outside. And this fool, like, their bassist was in the front seat, and me and Jared just hop in the fucking, like, single, like, bed.
Right, yeah.
And the bassist, he was like, do you smoke? And I was like, yeah. And this fool pulls out a fucking joint. Dude was fat as fuck, and it was, like, half a foot. And
Holy
I was
shit.
like, okay. And he was like, well, you want to finish this? And I was like, yeah, let's get it going. Let's light this shit up. And I invited a couple more people in the car, some fools from Arizona that they were friends with, and they came up to visit them. And so, yeah, we all fucking hotboxed Archaic's van, and we all went inside, and they went up and did their thing, and they were like, he asked me, he was like, do you want to do the song again with me? And I was like, oh, I'm way too fucked up, dude. And I was like, next time, let's do it. And yeah, the fucking last time they came here, I wasn't there.
You think they'd be down to be on the podcast?
Oh yeah, Jared definitely would.
Oh, yeah.
Jared's a badass. But next time they come through, yeah, I'll hit that motherfucker up.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, Archaic's sick. They're definitely one of the coolest, like, techie bands out there.
Yeah.
If you like the Zenith Passage, you'll definitely like Archaic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're dope.
I love Archaic. I guess one of the funnier experiences I had with another band was Black Dahlia Murder, believe it or not. So, first time I saw the Black Dahlia Murder was with Carcass.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. So,
Wow.
I met Trevor,
Mm-hmm.
and, we just did the whole horns up thing. Pretty cool, you know. Second time I met Trevor was after the Marquee show.
Mm-hmm.
And, I go up to Trevor, and I'm just like, hey, man,
He's a dude that you and Colin need to do belly button kisses with. Get the heartburn in there and everything.
Yes. So, speaking of heartburn,
Speaking of heartburn,
I go up to him and I'm like, hey, man, we did the whole horns up thing last time. Let's do something funny this time. So he lifts up his shirt and he goes, grab this.
oh hell. Oh my god.
I grabbed his fucking belly, we're just like, and so he runs the obituarist, right? So I knew he was running that, and I just asked him, I was just like, hey man, I know you run the obituarist, super sick fucking thread or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
What's one band on there that you haven't listed yet, but are going to in the future that you would recommend to me right now? He recommended me Putridity.
Yeah. No shit.
Yeah, those guys are fucking sick.
Hell yeah, they
Big
are.
shout out to Trevor for that. Like, goddamn. And then another time with the Black Dahlia Murder, it was outside Summer Slaughter for the Nocturnal.
Mm-hmm.
So, was just hanging outside, vaping, being gay and shit like that. And here comes Brian, just like out of the blue. He's smoking a cigarette. And, I just go up to him and start talking to him. And, we were just randomly talking. Like, I asked him how his tour was going and, how he's been and shit like that. Just normal shit, And I remember pointing to one of his tattoos, and he has a tattoo of Spider-Man on his arm.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, hey man, that's a nice Spider-Man tattoo, And he's like, it's not Spider-Man, it's Deadpool. But yeah, I love, the Black Dahlia Murder. I actually have all of the DVDs from them.
No shit.
Yeah, you want to watch them?
Yeah.
After this?
I've seen a couple because Taylor has some too.
Oh, does
He's
he?
a part of their fucking fan club. He has
shit.
one of their shirts.
Oh,
fan
hell yeah.
club shirts. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They're his all-time favorite band.
Hell yeah.
If you want to sit down and talk about the Black Dahlia murder all day, Taylor's the kid.
Hell yeah. I'd love to talk to him. Let's see. What's another? Oh yeah. There was another funny experience I had with the band. It was with Visceral Disgorge.
Ooh.
This is fucking hilarious. So, I was outside the Roxy. They just got done playing, you know. They're just talking normal stuff, like, you know, how's it going? You know, how's tour? You know, and you know, we were just talking, kind of bullshitting, and then Charlie, their guitarist, he gets his phone out. He's like, "Hey, you guys want to get a picture? Let's get a picture together." So he's scrolling through his phone, and I'm just like, "Wait a minute, shouldn't he have his camera already up?" And then he gets a bunch of people together. He's like, "All right, we're gonna take a picture." And then he holds his phone up. It's a fucking picture of steaming hot cock.
Oh my fucking god.
I was fucking dying. Like, that shit was
Jesus
fucking
Christ.
hilarious. I love those guys. Like,
Steaming hot.
I love those guys. Big shout out to Visceral Disgorge. We're
These
gonna get
guys
you
are
on the show
sick.
here soon.
Yes.
Let's see. Another funny experience.
I'm trying to think of some too.
Well, I mean, I guess there was a cool one I had, not particularly funny. It was when Aborted came through with Cryptopsy a few months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Did you go to that show?
Was that that was
At the
that
Marquee?
wasn't Devastation?
No, it wasn't.
No, I didn't go to that.
So
The only time I've seen Aborted was Devastation last year.
So the lineup was Aborted, Cryptopsy, Benighted.
Ooh.
Yeah. Hideous Divinity.
No
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Where was I?
I don't know. Where the fuck were you, man?
I can't tell you.
But, so Cryptopsy posted on their Facebook, they were like, "Hey, do you like craft beer? We'll get you into a show for free if you bring us craft beer."
What?
I was like, "Hi." You know?
Hi.
They're like, "Okay, cool. We'll get you on the guest list and we'll get you a free entry." So, kind of got me thinking too. Like, or Sven Cho from Aborted, he's a big fucking nerd like me.
Yeah.
Like, huge.
Huh.
He's a lot into like horror kind of stuff, which I am too.
Yeah.
You know, he plays a lot of fucking video games. I actually have him added on PS4.
No shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I fucking played Overwatch with him one day.
Nice.
Yeah, that was cool. So, you know, I got thinking, I was like, wait a minute. Maybe I should give, you know, someone from Aborted something nice too.
Yeah.
Because I'm giving Cryptopsy beer. Might as well give something nice to Aborted.
Yeah.
So, you know, I kind of got thinking, and then Sven Cho is a big Dark Souls fan.
Mm.
So I got him a Dark Souls comic book.
Nice.
So I remember waiting outside the marquee on Cryptopsy. I was like, I messaged Matt. I'm like, "Hey man, I'm here with your beer. Where the fuck? You know, I'm your connection. You know."
Well, yeah.
We yeah. Fuck you, Cordell. So he's like, "All right, I'll be there in a minute." So I was like, "Okay, cool." So I'm just standing outside the marquee. He comes up. He's like, "Hey man, you Alex?" I'm like, "Yeah." You know, I had a backpack of beer, and I gave him a couple beers. I gave him a beer from True, and it was like a farmhouse pale ale, really fucking good.
Nice.
And then I know you're gonna laugh at this name, but I gave him a beer from Denver Beer Company called Princess Yum Yum.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is it yum yum?
it's very yum yum. It's like
Does it make you feel like a princess?
no.
Oh.
It makes me feel like a drunk.
Oh. Even better.
It's a really good beer. It's like a raspberry Kolsch. I'm really big in like craft beer and shit like that. So I
I hate beer, but
Oh.
that sounds good.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good. Even if you hate beer, I think you'll like it. But yeah, I gave him to him, and he's like, "Let's get a picture together." And you know,
Another steaming hot cock.
no. He makes this face every time. Like he's posted a picture of these throughout the whole tour of like him taking pictures with people that gave him beer,
Oh yeah.
and he makes this face
Every picture.
every picture. So I did it too.
Nice.
And he's just like, oh, nice. So, and then, the show went on. Hideous Divinity was fucking sick.
I bet.
They were fast, and
Yeah.
I've been a fan of them for a while, and holy shit, they put on a fucking killer show. And then Benighted came on, and holy fuck.
Holy.
They put on a fucking raging good show. So then,
Yeah, I bet that was a memorable ass show too.
Yeah, that whole show was memorable. And then I messaged Sven Show on Facebook because I have him as friends on Facebook. I'm like, hey buddy, welcome to Colorado. I got a present for you. Where you at? So he didn't message me back, and so I'm looking around for him. Ooh, that was a loud one. I'm looking around for him, and I finally see him, and he's right outside his tour bus. And I'm like, hey man, I hate to bug you, but I love you. So I want you to have this comic book as my token of loving you. He's like, holy shit, man, this is fucking sick. Thank you. So then we go our separate ways, and not even 10 minutes later, he messages me back and goes, dude, this comic book is fucking sick. I was like...
You're sitting at the merch table just reading it.
Probably, because I was watching Cryptopsy.
Nice.
But yeah, that I hate you for not going to that, man.
Yeah, I hate myself too after hearing about this.
So what's another memorable experience you've had with a...
I'm gonna throw one out there, a show that we played.
Okay.
And it was Miles' first show.
Yep.
It was... So this is when we came together as a 4-piece. We played as me, Steven, and Darian in the Springs a month before that, and then we picked up Miles and we taught him all of our shit, and he caught up really fast. So that was his first show, and we opened up for Silent on 5th Street and Somewhere to Call Home. So I've been listening to Silent on 5th Street for a good minute, and I found them, they released this fucking lyric video, and I found that shit, and I was like, that is sick, for their song called Galaxies. That song's super good. So after jamming their fucking album and shit like that, and after I saw that they were coming through here on tour, I was like, yo, I don't care what the fuck I gotta do, I'm getting us on this show. And so at this point, we had no music out, we had just shit written. And so the majority of the time, if you're going to book yourself on a show, you got to have music out so people can check you out and just see what you're about, so you don't book some band that's just going to fuck your whole show up, Yeah. So anyway, I was talking to 2 different promoters and the drummer of Somewhere to Call Home. So the drummer of Somewhere to Call Home, he was helping out with the booking and shit like that. And so I was going back and forth with the promoters, and I was like, hey, I don't care what I got to do. I really want to open up for this show. We can sell tickets. We can do whatever. And he was like, okay, this show is a 21 and up plus show. Are you guys 21 and up? And I was like, no, none of us are. He was like, okay, well, can you sell tickets to 21 and up people? And I was like, oh yeah, absolutely. So he was like, okay, do you have anything that I can listen to of you guys's? So we had a instrumental, the Commence Death. I sent him a little instrumental from what me and Taylor made, but it was still a song that we were going to make as Black July, even though Taylor wasn't in the band anymore.
Right, yeah.
So I sent him that, and he was like, okay, so you guys are deathcore and heavy metal or whatever you want to fucking call it. So yeah, we'll book you on the show. And I was like, fuck yes. So I got super hype. I went back and forth with the vocalist of Silent on 5th Street. His name's Blake. I asked him, I was like, yo, I've been listening to you guys for a minute. I did fucking all I can for my band to open up for the show, and it would be a dream come true if I can come up and do Galaxies with you guys. Just the intro, and then I'll dip out. And he was like, yes, let's fucking do it. I'm down. And he let me do it by myself, and that was fucking cool. And so, but anyway, that whole show, we were chilling with Silent on 5th Street and Somewhere to Call Home. Those guys are fucking sick. Both of them. They're amazing bands, super talented, super unique, both of them. It was like, out of all the bands that we've ever opened up for, that show was the only one where we ever like really chilled with the touring bands. And So we chill with the drummer of Silent on Fifth Street. He's not in the band anymore, but he's still really great friend of mine. His name's Sean. We were all talking to him. He's only a little bit older than us, so he got along with us really quick. We just chilled, smoked for a bit, and then our set came on. And there was one other opening band. They're called Unearnest Apologies. They're some really good guys. They're not heavy or anything like deathcore type of shit, but they're still good. They're still good.
Oh, yeah.
But they played first, we played second, and right before we went on, I remember Sean was like, "You better fuck some shit up, because I'm gonna fuck some people up." And I was like, "Oh, well, let's go." And so we start going. We fucking opened up with Destroyed Utopia, had the fucking intro playing and shit. And we were all like turned around as soon as like it came in. We all three turned around. And you just see all the members of Silent on Fifth Street and fucking Somewhere to Call Home just fucking. They're just like, yes! And they're just like, yes! Because that whole tour, it wasn't a big tour, and they didn't get a whole lot of big shows. So there wasn't a whole lot of like really heavy bands that opened up for them. And then after our set, all of them immediately, they were like, that was sick. You guys are fucking awesome. Can't wait for you to come up and do vocals with us. And after our set, there was another touring band, and I can't fucking remember their name. Oh, Contra. Mm. They're cool. We didn't talk to them that much. I think they showed up a little bit late. But they were still really fucking good. After that, Someone to Call Home played. They fucking covered an Attack song.
Oh, shit.
But turned it deathcore as fuck, and it was so good. And I was like, I'm fucking emo again, yeah! And then Silent on Fifth Street came on, and they played a couple songs. Galaxy came up. I fucking hopped on that shit, jumped back down, and then there was the breakdown in that song, or actually in Absolution. It's their merch guy. I can't even fucking remember his name right now, but he was so cool. He eventually played bass for them, but he left after he had a kid. Okay. But he was such a cool dude, and he was going to do vocals for that breakdown. Mm-hmm. And I remember him talking to me about it. He was like, dude, do it with me. Let's fucking all three do vocals, all three different ranges. You do highs, I'll do tonal throats, and he'll do gutturals. And we'll all do the fucking breakdown. And I was like, oh, that sounds sick. And so we did that, and I remember fucking everyone at that show. Like, it was like, as soon as you see three motherfuckers with mics on there just screaming at you, what the fuck are you gonna do? And everyone's like, I'm gonna fuck someone up, that's what I'm gonna do. And you just see people just fucking kicking, and fucking people were getting shoved into that fucking pole at Herman's and shit. Oh yeah, it was a mess, but goddamn, that show was so fucking fun. And I remember we even chilled for like an hour after that show, and we were all just talking, and we were just like, we need to stay in touch, and yada yada, and we all added each other on Facebook and shit, kept up with each other for over a year. And I remember last year in like summertime, the guitarist of Silent on Fifth Street, Zach, he messaged me, and he was like, hey man, we're gonna do another run this October, and we're gonna start in Chicago, and we're gonna just make a big C back up to Maryland. And so we're gonna come through Denver. And I was like, oh word, yeah, we'll open up for you guys again. And he was like, no, I want you guys to come with us. And I was like, what? And then he was like, yeah, so that tour was really fucky. Originally it was only 6 days, and we were put on 3 of them. Mm-hmm. We were from Wisconsin, Utah, and Colorado. Mm-hmm. We canceled Utah's date because they messaged us. Like, we were in Wisconsin, and we were going to drive 16 hours, or even more than that, I think, 18, from Wisconsin to Utah. And I remember the promoter messaged us, like, as we were loading into Wisconsin, he messaged Blake, and he was like, oh, yeah, by the way, we're not giving you guys any of the payout. We're going to be giving it to the locals. And we're like, fuck you, we're not even coming. So,
oh, shit.
Yeah, we were just like, screw that 18-hour drive for 0 money.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we're just like, that's stupid. So, But yeah, anyway, we did Wisconsin, canceled Utah, and when we came to Denver, those fools, they all stayed at my house. And that night it was, so Steven wasn't there. We were both going to be playing as three pieces at Trailside. Their drummer that was filling in for them on tour was actually getting married. So he had to fly back he flew from Wisconsin to Maryland to get married, and then he came back on the tour later.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so anyway, that was a really huge deal. Darian was actually about to drum for them, but they actually had their fill-in bassist learn all their drums in one day, and they practiced in my garage.
Oh, shit.
And, dude, having a Silent on Fifth Street show in my garage was the sickest thing in the fucking world, because it was loud as shit, and it was just all over my house, and you can go to the fucking basement and still hear that shit.
Damn.
So, yeah, we were all chilling. I remember they call Denver Ranch City. Just, it's something with weed, but they call it Ranch City. And I remember I took Blake, the vocalist, to closest dispensary near my house, and he picked up a bunch of goodies. And we all came back to my house, brought out my rig and shit, and Blake was like, I want to take a dab so fucking bad. I want to break this shit out. I haven't taken a dab since I was back home. And we're like, yeah, I got you. We started heating him up. This fool takes like a fucking quarter of a gram dab, and he just has, I have a video of it, he just has it on a little dab tool, look like a goddamn big ass piece of paper.
Jesus.
And he just dunks that shit right in the bucket, and as soon as I cap it, it just milks instantly. And his first breath out of all the smoke filled my entire kitchen, and he was just dying, and we were fucking laughing our asses off. And then after the show, we all came back, smoked more weed, and we played fucking this game called Loaded Questions.
Okay.
And basically, Loaded Questions is, so you get a big group of people, there's a judge, someone that pulls a card. It's like a funny, like, type of scenario or some shit. Like, give me something that a big buff guy at the gym would say. And you gotta think, we'd have our own little twist on it to make it as weird and dirty and fucking just hilarious as possible. Because you can totally make this a PG game.
Oh, yeah.
And
it could quickly escalate into fucking R.
Yes. No, we go R, like, right from the beginning. But, yeah, so there's 3 guys from Silent on Fifth Street, Josh, Blake, and Zach, and me, Miles, Darian, my mom, my girlfriend, Kirsten, and my little sister, Kaylee. We're all fucking playing this game, and so when you're the judge, you ask a question, and then everyone hands the person next to you their answers, and the person next to you reads answers out loud, and you have to guess who said that answer. So you got these high ass motherfuckers saying the dumbest shit, and oh my god, I remember one of the favorite ones I ever put. The question was, what would be your password on your computer? Mine was, grab him by the pussy 666. My mom fucking cried. Her face turned red. She was the judge, so as soon as she heard that, she was fucking dying. She was like, I don't know fucking clue who said that shit. That was fucking hilarious. But yeah, so we were like up till like fucking 2 a.m. or some shit, just laughing our asses off.
Hell yeah.
Those fools pass out on my couch, and they had to fucking drive to Kansas City.
Ouch.
So they wake up at like 6 a.m., say bye to them, and we're like, I'll get you guys next time, next tour you come through, or if you guys ever come to visit, you got a place to stay. But yeah, those guys are the homies, and yeah. But that opening for them was definitely a huge memorable show, just because it created that whole fucking tour and everything like that.
The whole friendship with
if I never got us on that show, we would have never toured. We've never been out of state yet, because they're the only fucking like big band like that we actually talked to before a show and had a good relationship with and whatnot, because we opened up for Body Snatcher, we've opened up for Solace of Suffering, The Contortionist, Psycho Stick, a lot of really big bands, and like we didn't even really talk to them that much during the fucking shows. I remember I talked to Rudy a little bit when we opened up for the Solace of Suffering, but yeah, that's really about it. But I would love to tour with Body Snatcher though.
Hell yeah. Woo! If you're listening to this, Body Snatcher, get
Kyle,
motherfucker, tour with Black July.
if you're listening to this an hour and 45 minutes into this, Kyle Medina, I'm calling you out. Let's tour.
Putting them on the fucking spot. Well, we're about an hour 45 minutes in. I think we should close this episode out.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
Well, thanks for listening, guys.
hell yeah.
Now
Thanks.
you know more about Fun Sons in the Slam Dungeon.
The Fun Sons in the slammy fuck shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, bye!
See ya.
That's all, folks. Be sure to tune in next week because we have a very, 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 very special guest coming onto the show. We got motherfucking Mats Frunderen from Cranium coming on, and we're going to talk for a little bit, so be sure to tune in for that. Share the fucking Facebook page. Tell your mom. Tell your dad. Tell your kids. I don't fucking care. Let's get a lot of listens on this next episode. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next week.